Hello everybody, how you doing? This is Brad Dyke reaching out to you to say hi. And today's video is about do-it-yourself kind of work. And do-it-yourself kind of stuff can be complex, it can be simple, and anything in the middle. Now today's lesson is going to be about something that happens all the time and you end up throwing it out because of something that's kind of unseasonably nice to see. And that is eating utensils, food preparation utensils that are metal based, that seem to be presenting rust on them, such as, for instance, here is a kitchen scissors. This is how you know they're kitchen scissors. They're usually in a kitchen. They're designed to cut bone, go through breastplates of chicken, and so on and so on. But the key problem with these particular devices is the nature that they're made of a very durable steel. Now this is not stainless steel, and nor is this surgical steel, but it's a high quality steel to keep the integrity of the scissors very strong. It doesn't bend, so there's very little carbon in it, but it is susceptible, if you look here, to rust. And the rust is a problem because nobody likes to see rust on their knives, their forks, their spoons, their cutlery, their dishing out spoons, and so on and so on. They end up throwing them out. The trick is, though, you don't have to. And all you have to do is to have another household item in your kitchen that you can use to get rid of the rust. What am I talking about? Well, that's what this video is. We're going to be talking about how you can remove rust from all of the different types of silverware and eating utensils, including utensils like scissors and so on, with a simple, basic element in your kitchen. This is aluminum foil. Now, I'm going to move the camera here and adjust it so you can see what I've done here, so you can begin to understand what happens. It does work, it's very efficient, and I'm even working on a way to maybe use a small hand drill or one of those hand screwdriver style battery powered units which would rotate around, and you could use this aluminum kind of like sandpaper, and it would help you remove the rust from the surface a little faster. But you don't have to really. So let me pause for a second and readjust the camera. Okay, as you can see here, we have my rusty scissors, which have a couple of marks of rust on them on the exterior side of one blade, and then a blemish here, another blemish right there. If you can see the discoloration, sorry about the zoom, but you can see basically the marks are obviously there. I don't have to worry about, I have to work on getting the focus on this to work a little bit better. But the nature of the very nice pair of scissors, like $30, $40 pair of scissors, is you can see there is rust in these areas here that you want to get rid of, or you end up throwing away these perfectly good scissors because they don't look appealing to use, which is not good. So the first thing you do is you take your aluminum foil, and you can do this pretty easily. You'll set it up in such a way so that you can get some strength behind it, and you rub it on the metal. And what that does is it creates an abrasion effect on the metal. You can do it this way too, against the grain of the flow of it. And very slowly but effectively, the blemish starts to go away. Now this has a grain pattern that goes across, which meant that when it was actually constructed, it had a milling stone that would go across the blade itself. And as you can see, I'm doing that here, and I've already gotten one of the marks to go away. Now, an effective way to do this better is to fold down the aluminum foil into a harder pad. And what this does is it gives the foil some strength. And you can go through, and with some fairly strong muscle, you can begin to strip all the rust off the unit. Take it on the edge of a tabletop surface area, specifically like a workbench, like you see me doing here, and you can begin to remove all of the rust from the blemish. The blemish here is gone. Now, the harder challenge is going to be this guy right here. So what you can do is you can use a different kind of tool. Let me show you. And basically this is the tool here, as you can see. It's basically what we call a Dremel, a powered base Dremel. And you put it on the lowest RPM, start it up, and you can gently and carefully begin to use the blade of the rotating brass brush to begin to remove the rust. And it's going away. Now you might want to increase the RPM a little bit more. And the only reason why you would want to use this is because you have what's called a crevice kind of rust involvement. In other words, inside a tightly niched space. And let me turn this off and show you what I'm talking about. So here's an example of the rust that was growing. And here's an example of the rust that's not present anymore. So with a small towel, as you can see, the rust is gone. Now, the aluminum works on a flat surface. So when you have it on the blade, just take the aluminum and work the flat surface of the blade. Not going to work with a crevice spot. So any handheld tool that can act like a drill bit, for instance, as you can see here, this is a Dremel tool, or even a hand-based hex nut tool. For instance, in regards to that, it can be something like this, except the brass brush has a hex nut on it that can allow you to put it inside this particular drill. And there's the hex head right there. And you can place it right in there. By rotating it, you can use it to clean the surface area, or you can increase it to a number 2 and speed it up even more. But for this particular work, it's not needed because I'll use the little Dremel tool to do this work here for me so I can get it done. You'll also notice that when you start to interface with, you'll see striations of fresh metal. Watch this as I move the light through this. You'll see it right there. You see it? That's from the aluminum and the scrubbing and cleaning of the area. So a Dremel tool, this tool runs about 40 bucks. Does all types of wonderful things. It can help you with doing drywall. It can help you clean anything that has rust on it. Again, you can use brass or aluminum heads. This is brass, but I also have aluminum. And I'm just finishing up the last of this rust cleanup here. I look for anywhere else. I have a little bit of a tight spot here. Now if I wanted to, I could really spin it up. Just to get rid of any residual rusting effect. And then I've got a little bit here on the edge, which is going to be difficult to reach with a piece of aluminum. At the beginning, that is, to be exact. And now we have a much cleaner surface area. Then I can take my aluminum and I can just kind of use it to polish the metal. In this case. So with that being the case, all of the rust on this blade is completely gone. In comparison to its brother blade, which I'll finish up next, as you can see obviously all the different places of rust that are present. This side is doing pretty good. But yes, we definitely have rust issues on this, and a simple piece of aluminum will allow you to be able to address what you're trying to do here for most of the blade, and then use the Dremel tool or a drill with an aluminum or brass header on it, because they are softer metals, and they will help remove the oxidized metal and clean everything up. As you can see here, it didn't take long for me to do. So now I've got a completely healthy pair of scissors here that are no longer rusty, and this will lead us to the next step. So the next step in this is to properly wipe it down with a little bit of oil. Now let me explain how before you look into this too much. When you use oil on metals, you're using to help reduce the oxidization effect that causes metals to rust in the first place. Now the principal headache with this particular unit was the nature of the fact that it was in a dishwasher. My wife loves a dishwasher, and she genuinely thinks the dishwasher is a fix for everything. But the truth of the matter is, most of your knives, most of your cutterware are subject to a chemical effect that occurs both with the detergents used in the dishwasher and with the heat and water combination causes the metals to expose themselves for oxidization. That's what rust is. It's just simply oxidized metal. And when it oxidizes, it changes from a state of a crystal into more like a powder. And with metals such as iron and steel and so on, surgical steel and quality cutlery steels, that is a form of a red powder, or a rust, as we like to call it. Aluminum has the same problem. If you stick aluminum enough in a dishwasher long enough, over and over and over, you'll see that it will change from the aluminum shine to a powdery surface area. And the problem with that is it's oxidizing. Now, if you know anything about aluminum, aluminum is white when it oxidizes. It's kind of a grayish white, because that's the natural state of things. And when the aluminum is transferred from its solid state of metal and it goes through the oxidization process, it gets very chalky, kind of whitish in material. Now, it'll probably have a surgical steel grade class blade on the knife, but the aluminum handle might be rather yucky, if you call it. Ice cream scoopers and other types of big metal spoons are also prone to the same problem, because a lot of times kitchen utensils are cheap, which means they have an electroplating coating, like a chromium plating or something like that, to give them a nice clean polished look, like polished steel or a healthy form. Well, if you know anything about steel, especially cooking utensils, they kind of gray out themselves over time if they're continuously used, because they are basically calmed into a function. We also call that curing. Now, curing is like, for instance, you take an iron pan and you coat it with oil, in this case pig grease, olive oil, or whatever your preferred form of oil that you like, and you'll coat it with that, and then you'll put it into an oven up at about 300 to 400 degrees, and you'll cook it, you'll bake it. That's called curing. Now, over time, that creates an adherent coat that protects the iron from turning into rust or being a very rusty pan. This process can easily be used to clean up the pan. If it did develop rust, you just simply put sand or an abrasive material in the pan, scrub it down, get the rust to get away, and then again recure the iron pan so it's ready for use for cooking again. It's kind of like the same thing. Now, here's the last part of the do-it-yourself, de-rustifying your stuff and saving yourself some money. This is a soft metal. It's aluminum. You use it to wrap your potatoes or your peppers and stuff to cook, or in the grill or in the oven. Now, this brass yellowish looking brush here is also a soft metal. And the key thing about soft metals is they can be abrasive to a harder metal like steel, but they can't actually damage the metal, unlike steel, which could slice this in half without any problem. It can cut these off. It's too soft. But you're using that to your advantage, because by using soft metals on harder metals, they can act as a form of sandpaper like we use genuine true sandpaper on like drywall or wood. It's just the same concept, it's just for harder substances. With that being said, this was a simple do-it-yourself video talking to the nature of how you can save money. Why? Because you don't need to go out and buy new stuff, or if you have expensive utensils like these, $30 pair of cutting, bone cutting shear scissors, you can recover them and restore them to their original state. Now, the last thing I will say about this, and I want to say, I want to say that don't worry about this too much either, because it's not a big deal. Metals are buffed and patterned by the materials that are used to polish them. This is what you call grain or a flow, where they take some type of metal like a steel brush and they'll pass it over the top and down to give it what we call pattern buff. Same effect on the inside as well, as if you look there, you'll see little lines on the blade's internal. Now, those are stripping lines of the buffing particular brush like this. This is a buffing brush, but it's for softer metals. I could use this if I wanted to, and I could recreate the tread of the original polishing. Take a little time and learn how to polish metal. You might like it. Now, with that being said, the last thing you need to do, if you're going to coat this with an oil, you usually do it with a cooking oil, like an olive oil or some other type of oil. Heavily coat it, get it nice and soppy wet, and then wipe it down with a towel. But just wipe it down. Don't necessarily completely clean them. It's a lubricant, but it's a lubricant that's biodegradable to the human body, and so therefore it's not going to cause a problem. Do not use 3-in-1 oil. Do not use mechanical oils. Do not use oils that are in your garage. Those are not digestible and can possibly injure you in a very serious way. So be very careful about that. When you go to lubricate your eating utensils after you've cleaned them up nice and clean, make sure that you wipe them down with a little bit of Crisco grease or a olive oil. I use olive oil exclusively because it's the healthiest. And you just give them a good soaking and make sure that everywhere the oil gets to touch it, which means that it will take several more ventures into the dishwasher without me having to come back and clean it once again. Well, this is Brad Dyke. I hope this is a cool little video for you to enjoy. And like I said, do it yourself, fix things on your own, save you a lot of money. And what I mean by that is, for example, I'll talk to that in just a minute. And that's about the intimidation of things that are in your house that look like something you just can't do. But when you actually look at it, you discover, no, that's not that complicated. Well, anyways, I'll let you go. God bless and have a great week. Take care.